Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Justin Riley.
And I'm Jessa Jeremiah, and what a show we've got today, huh?
We've got a great show, and it's good to be inside on a day like today. It's kind of
is.
chilly outside. We're at Capitol Brewery.
We are.
And last time we were here, we were at the beer garden, which was outside. The beautiful stage was in the background.
It was.
And now we're inside at the beer stube.
The beer stube. I didn't know what that was until today,
No,
but I'm
me
glad
neither.
to learn. And we've got the folks busy brewing behind us,
Yes.
and that's kind of fun.
Yeah, busy brewing beer.
Busy brewing beer. Say that 3 times fast. But we're going to chat with those folks a little bit later about what they're brewing behind us. So there's a little teaser for you.
Yeah, and they've got some great seasonal items that they're going to talk to us a little bit about. That's we can really look forward to. They are bringing some things back from last year, so that'll be really good.
Yes.
But we're also going to talk with Lori Aitken from Pegasus Games, and she's got some seasonal games that she's going to talk to us about.
She
So that'll be
does.
really cool.
I always enjoy chatting with her and
Yeah.
finding out what's new for family fun.
And they've got a lot of great things going on during the holiday season. I'm always surprised to see how much stuff that they have going on in their store at the holiday season.
Yes, how much stuff. And they have a stuffed animal, for lack of better, I don't want to give it away, that we're going to show off that's really funny.
Yeah.
We're also going to check in with Isthmus Acupuncture, and I have had acupuncture and had fabulous results, but we're going to talk today about cupping, something I don't know a lot about.
This will be really interesting.
Yeah,
I'm excited
I look
to hear
forward to it.
about cupping. So that's all coming up right here on Wisconsin Family. We hope you stick around.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Hey folks, welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are filming here at the fantastic Capitol Brewery, and we are enjoying ourselves inside today, aren't we, Justin?
We are. We're
Yeah.
in the beer stube.
We are in the beer stube.
stube.
And joining us in the beer
Yes.
stube, we have Miss Danielle Jeffco, who joins us from Isthmus Acupuncture. And we're so pleased to have you. Isthmus Acupuncture, if you don't know, does a lot more than acupuncture. And now you are a licensed bodywork therapist. Am
Correct.
I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Awesome. And so acupuncture is not the only thing that you offer over there. It's a full wellness center. And today you're going to talk a little bit about cupping. So welcome. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So cupping is something, now I've had acupuncture over at your place. I have not had cupping, and I don't really know much about it. So give us a little background about just what it is first.
Sure, so this is what some of the cups look like. I have a couple different sizes here.
Okay.
They're just glass cups, and it's a really wonderful ancient Chinese healing tool
Okay.
that we use. And it's heated from the inside with fire, and it creates a heat vacuum. And that heat vacuum is then quickly placed on the skin in different parts of the body.
Oh, okay.
And so then what happens is it pulls the skin up into the glass cup.
Interesting.
And it sounds crazy, it sounds wild, maybe uncomfortable, but when done correctly, it really helps to alleviate a lot of pain coming from like stagnant blood or qi, as the TCM would say,
Sure.
and blood fluid or body fluid.
Interesting. So it probably kind of gets the blood moving
Yeah.
and kind of helps clean things out. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
I'm making it up as I go, but thanks for agreeing.
Good connection.
Yeah,
It's a good
okay.
connection.
So are these? I'm just curious. Are these cups designed for? I mean, is that their purpose?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yep.
you can't just take any cup out of the cabinet.
Right, I mean, we could
You
grab
can't use a
some from
mason
back
jar
here
or
if we
something.
wanted.
Right.
but-
Okay.
So the idea is they're rounded so that you can glide them along the body. So
Okay.
there's different ways to use the cups and stuff like that. So they're rounded and they're designed to hold the vacuum and help to pull the skin up.
How cool is it?
So I mean, how does it actually? I mean, do you know how it actually works? I mean, obviously it pulls the skin up, but how does that cleanse the bloodstream and things that you were talking about? How does
Good
that do
question.
that?
So what happens is by creating that negative pressure and creating the suction, when it pulls the skin up into the cup, it is like a flood of fluid.
Sure.
So it starts to turn red, and you might see afterwards like little hickey marks. Like
Yeah.
if you've ever gotten your face stuck in a glass bottle before, you have the little red around your
Never.
lips.
No, we have no idea what you're talking about.
So what happens is it pulls that up, and all the blood comes up to the surface. If you put it on an area where the muscles are stuck, what that's going to do is bring blood fluid and like circulation to that area.
Okay.
It's also going to break up fascia
Okay.
and help to loosen things up. And if there is stuck fluid like edema, or if there is just like fluid that's not moving properly, that suction is going to actually act like a pump and pull it up. And then when you remove the cup, then it helps to flush things out.
So you're supposed to use these on the problem areas, or are they just used all over the body? Or?
There are different ways to do that.
Okay.
So you can, the most common area is to put it on the back.
Okay.
Because it's such a wide,
Got it.
wide space to work with.
Right.
There's also lots of acupressure points.
Got it.
So there's stationary cupping, where you take the cup and you stick it on an acupressure point and you let it sit for a little bit.
Okay.
And then that helps to activate the acupressure point. There might also be some trigger points there as well. So you can use it on feet for plantar fasciitis. You can use it on the neck for torticollis. There's a lot of different places that you can use it on.
Wow, and I'm sure people out there who have these couple of things that you're mentioning, and there's lots more, I imagine, that go unmentioned, but it's nice to have an alternative, I don't know, method rather than, you know, we're so accustomed in our society to treating the actual symptoms instead of trying to find the problem. This is why I love you guys, is because you try and go to the source and help us feel better from the inside out. So, excuse me for going off on a tangent, but let's talk really quick. You mentioned that potentially people could think that cupping maybe is painful. Talk to us about what it feels like.
So it's really hard to describe the feeling of cupping. It's such a unique experience. It's like, you just gotta feel it, but there's 3 different ways in which the cups can be used.
Okay.
One of the first ways I talked about is stationary cupping. So that's where the cup is then just placed on the skin on a certain acupressure point, and it just sits there for maybe 5-10 minutes. And some people sometimes forget that it's there.
Gotcha, okay.
It's like a pressure, you know, it's
Right.
just pulling up and then it's not moving, it's just staying there. And then I go through the rest of the body and I do work on the legs, or I put different cups on and I do different things. Then there's also the gliding or walking cupping. So oil is applied, you place the cups on the body, and then you can slide it along meridians or muscle fibers. Some people say that's like a deep relieving feeling.
I
really
bet it
deep.
is relieving,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So, and you can adjust the pressure, you know, adjust the suction, and it's not as intense.
Right.
And then there's also my favorite, which is flying cupping.
Okay.
This is
sounds
where
interesting.
it's great. So you have the cotton ball that's on fire, right? And then you put the cup over top of it and you quickly place it on and off of the skin. And it makes this like popping sound.
Interesting.
And it's like the way it interacts with the nervous system and the muscles is really interesting.
Yeah.
It's like both calming and energizing at the same time.
Wow.
So it's
Well,
great.
this is
So
really,
fascinating.
really informative. Thank you, Danielle,
no
for
problem.
sharing a little bit about cupping and some of the benefits. All kinds of great things, wellness related, over at Isthmus Acupuncture. You can see Danielle and their fabulous team off of Wingwood Drive. We've got lots more Wisconsin
Yep.
family coming up next. We're going to talk to our friends over at Pegasus Games, so stick around.
'Cause every day is a new day.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Family, and I think we should be pretty thankful today because we are at Capitol Brewery, but we are not outside.
I know, fall's upon us, and
Yes.
it's a little chilly out.
Yeah,
but
so
we're
we're-
here in the stube getting
The
warm.
beer stube,
Yeah.
yes. Yes, and we're joined again by Lori Aitken from Pegasus Games. Lori, welcome back.
Well, thank you again.
Glad to have you.
So what's new and hot at Pegasus?
Well, I had a very long list of things to tell you about, but I narrowed it down to 3.
Okay.
There's a hot new game, role-playing game called Fantasy Age, and it was has an expansion to it called Titan's Grave, which was
Okay.
kind of been publicized by Will Wheaton
Oh,
of
okay.
Star Trek fame and also of an online game reviewing site.
Sure.
And both of those were also worked on by several local game designers.
Really?
So that's really exciting.
Keep it local, right?
Yes, exactly. We
I like
got
that.
the second edition of a popular Game of Thrones card game.
Okay.
All right.
And we also got an expansion to a very popular game called Munchkin, and this one is Munchkin: The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, neat.
Wow.
So it's appropriate to both Halloween and
Yeah,
Right.
leading
that
into the holidays.
other holiday season that's coming up.
Yeah.
That's perfect. One of my favorite things about Pegasus, so we've talked about some of these games you can buy and bring home and play with the family and all that kind of stuff, but I really like that you do play in store as well.
We do.
And that's really fun. So talk to us a little bit about that, because you're always adding things, aren't you?
We are. We have a full schedule already, but we've added Wednesday gaming in the afternoon. So it will
Oh.
be board gaming. We will have staff available to teach games, and so we're inviting anyone who's free during the day, stay-at-home parents, folks who work other shifts, retirees are all welcome to come and play some board games.
Perfect.
Wow.
A Wednesday afternoon treat.
Yes.
Bring
I
the
enjoy that.
kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perhaps.
Yeah, if you have the kids that are out of school.
Yeah.
Keep the kids in school.
Right.
I'm gonna say that right now.
Careful there, Justin. Yeah. It's a family show.
Don't pull
Go
the
to
kids
school.
out of school.
Yeah.
So, do you have any special events coming up?
We do. In the month of October, we have a Pokemon pre-release event, which is a time to preview cards that will not be available for a few weeks, probably.
I forgot all about Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon is very, very
still big.
popular, yes. And that pre-release is going to be October 25th.
Okay.
Then on the 27th, we have a pre-release for the Superman and Wonder Woman set for a game called HeroClix, which is a miniatures game with figures of the superheroes and their enemies.
Superheroes is a big deal right now, too.
Superheroes is very, very
Yeah.
big.
But I didn't know about Pokemon, but I know about
Pokemon
superheroes.
is very big. And
Yeah.
then on Halloween, we are going to have a large event where we are playing and teaching some of the Halloween-themed game or horror-themed games like I
Okay.
have shown here. We will probably have a Zombicide, which is a very elaborate Escape the Zombies game.
Yes.
We also have a brand new game that has been very much anticipated called Village Crone.
Ooh, that one looks
So
very wicked.
It does. You're
Yeah.
you're becoming a witch and entering the medieval world and trying to survive and thrive.
Right.
I
And
love that.
just something else we also have available for Halloween, though
Yeah.
it's not really a game, is this adorable little zombie virus
Can
from
you
the
believe
Giant
this?
Microbes
Adorable.
company.
This caught my eye before we got started.
So if you want to give the gift of eternal life, or at least till the brains run out,
Right.
there you have
The
this
zombie
little guy,
virus.
the little zombie plush
I was
virus.
just saying, have you ever seen a stuffed virus before? And you said yes.
Yes,
Actually,
there's
you
a
have.
lot of them available.
Oh, that's great. So all kinds of stuff going on for October. Halloween's right around the corner, so lots of fun things coming out. But
Yes.
let's plan ahead. You're always ahead of the curve. Tell us a
We
little bit
try.
about November.
In November, we have two very exciting events. We have our annual holiday game fair, and we're moving it up from after Thanksgiving this year because everyone's so busy after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So this will be November 15th. It's a Sunday afternoon, and it is also a fundraiser for the Lucier Community Center.
Oh,
great.
how nice.
So on our website and on their website, we have a link to their gift list, their wish list. Some of them are board games, some of them are other commodities that they can really use. We will
how nice,
accept
though.
cash donations. And for a donation of any size, you are welcome to come in and we will have people teaching some of the newer games and perennial games that make great gifts.
That's so nice. I love that you teach the games too. I think that's so helpful.
We do our
Just-
best.
Just to give you a start, but none of them are really as challenging as maybe you'd think. Like a lot of them you really can learn in a relatively short amount of time.
Many of them are, and then we also have many games that take hours to play, and
And
some
the brain
people
teasers.
really like those.
Yeah.
Also in November, we have our annual Black Friday pajama sale.
Yes.
And that
I remember
is-
this.
That is our version of the doorbuster. From 6 to 10 a.m., we're wearing our pajamas, and anyone shopping in their pajamas gets 25% off.
I love
all
that.
right.
An excuse to wear jammies.
Yeah. I mean,
Not as if I need one.
I shop in my pajamas anyway, so I mean,
Well, there
this
you
is,
go.
Just
And
Riley.
this is pajamas, not what you sleep in.
Right.
Or
Oh,
don't sleep in.
Careful.
Yeah. So there's a distinction.
Right.
Yes, there
It's
is.
a very important distinction for some
Come
people.
in your
I think.
birthday suit, you will be
Right.
turned right around.
Yes, you will.
Well, Lori Aiken, it's so always a pleasure to talk with you. I always learn so much. Thanks so much for joining us again.
Yeah.
Well,
Always
thank you for
fun.
giving me this opportunity.
Get your
absolutely.
zombie virus. over
Yeah,
at
go get your
Pegasus.
zombie virus over at Pegasus. We'll be right back with more Wisconsin Family. Stick around.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family, and we are still here at Capitol Brewery and enjoying ourselves greatly. And as promised, we are going to be joined now, as you see, by Cory Whaling, who is with Capitol Brewery, and we're so glad to have you here and be here with us, and thanks for having us.
Oh, thanks for coming over this morning.
We've had all kinds of fun. We're here in the
Oh,
beer
yeah.
stube, right?
Yes.
And it's very hoppy. We can smell the beer
yeah.
brewing behind us, and you can actually see what's going
Yep,
on.
They're back there working away.
As always, yeah. So this is Cory, like I said, and you are the VP of Sales here for Capitol Brewery.
Correct.
So let's kind of start before we get into the hard-hitting journalism. Tell us a little bit about your role here.
We have a team of 5 sales managers that cover Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, and Minnesota. So I'm in charge of keeping them moving forward, selling more beer, getting the word out for Capital to all the different markets in the Midwest that we sell beer. So
Excellent.
It's a fun job and always exciting.
Yeah, this is the center of it all, but you actually do distribute outside of the
Yes,
state.
yes,
so
we do.
good-
Yeah.
Okay,
good
so here
stuff.
comes that hard-hitting journalism we talked about a few
Okay.
seconds ago. What flavors of beer do you have coming out seasonally?
The important
this year?
things.
Yes, well, we're getting into the winter season
Right.
now, so actually they're back there brewing right now Winter Skull, which is our winter
Yeah.
seasonal beer that is in the market from November through January. It's one of our top-selling seasonal. It's a very dark, malty beer that really fits the season, and it's highly anticipated, especially in the Madison market. People are waiting for it to hit the shelves.
Yeah, so now you can say as you crack open your first beer of the season that you actually could see it being brewed.
Yes.
And how exciting is that? So last time we were here, we were actually outside in the beer garden. We recently were part of your event out there as well. You guys do a lot of great events.
Yes.
But for folks who are looking to still enjoy the beer garden into the colder weather, do you guys stay open a little bit longer? When is that closing?
Yes, we stay open as long as the weather allows. We have some heaters out there, some portable heaters and some built-in ones that we use. It's still very enjoyable, especially in the afternoons. Into the evening, it gets a little chilly, so we fire them up. But we should be out in the beer garden looking at the forecast for the next couple weeks still.
Great.
We get a nice crowd out, and it's people in Wisconsin love the fall weather.
Oh,
so.
no, it feels good, especially you guys have the heaters. And do you even have like a fire going out
Yes,
there
we have
occasionally?
a fire pit out there that we burn wood in, and
Yeah.
you can stand around and do some of the traditional Wisconsin fall things,
I
and
love
stand
it.
around with the beer. So it's pretty
Absolutely.
cool.
So obviously you guys have some things going on year-round here, even after the beer garden closes. Talk to us about what some of those things are.
Yeah, when we come inside in the beer stube here, we have Geeks Who Drink. It's a trivia night on Wednesday nights, and then we have Dart League Thursday night, so in our dart room, and then we also do a cribbage night. And I believe that's like every other Friday. So there's a lot of things happening here in the stube during the winter time. Obviously, we don't get as many people into the stube, but we have those group of folks that come in and enjoy the atmosphere. And obviously, we brew until 8 p.m. So when you're sitting here, you
how
can see the guys
fun.
in the background.
watch.
You can smell the aroma of the batches
Yeah.
being brewed, and so it does add another piece of ambiance to the
Oh,
customers here
definitely.
that can see all of that. So it's
Yeah.
pretty
That
cool.
is great. So now we are going to get into the hard-hitting questions, okay? So for folks who have been paying attention to this merger, and maybe you can give us some background, probably better than I. Talk to us a little bit about what this is and what it could potentially mean for Capital Brewery and just other Madison area breweries.
Well, yeah, the announcement was made a couple of weeks ago that SAB Miller and AB InBev were talking about getting together in a merger. That means that the two largest breweries in the world were going to get together and form one company. That has a lot of implications because, especially here in the United States, they sell between about 70% of the beer sold in the United States.
Wow,
So
that's
it's a
outstanding.
big number. That being said, there's also a lot of angst with the beer consumers because they want to. The movement is towards local and especially regional things like that. And these two great big worldwide companies kind of go away from that model. So it does open an opportunity for Capital Brewery here in Wisconsin, and the Midwest, and other Madison breweries that we can continue to push our local angle and use that to get the word out that our beer is here local, is brewed local, we support the local community. So we see it as an opportunity for us to move forward.
Yeah, as these companies grow and get bigger and bigger, it's almost, I guess, less attractive to folks who really want to support their local breweries.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I often wonder if this merger started or the idea came about because there was this push towards local, and maybe they just thought they'd be better as a bigger company together, and they could be more.
Pack a bigger punch.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, there's definitely economies of scale that they're looking at, and they can save money by getting together at that level. It's such a huge
Sort
number.
of the Walmart
so,
effect, right?
Yeah, like that. But what we push is, you can't see one of their brewmasters at the local pub and talk about the beer you're drinking, where
Right.
Ashley and our brewing team are there out and about, they're meeting people, they're talking about the local ingredients, the local hops, the
Right.
malted barley from Sheboygan, those type of things that, you're not going to get that from the big companies. And us local, especially the Madison craft brewers, we get together and we talk, we go out, we interact, we do things together, and we really want to be proud of our Wisconsin heritage,
Right.
Madison heritage with our craft beers. And we think that's really our niche. I
Yeah.
mean, we've been around for 30 years. We've been making great beer, award-winning beer. We have over 215 awards now. So we love to talk about that and just really touch and feel and figure out what the local community wants. I mean, we put out a lot of limited beers, and it's all based on what we're hearing from the people here in Madison and
Yeah.
around the state. So.
Well, in Madison, folks really like to support local,
Yeah.
and by supporting local, you're actually in turn then supporting your ability to support local as
Right.
you're sourcing some of those ingredients.
So you had said that this is sort of, you guys see this as an opportunity for you to really push your local. Do you think that other people in the craft industry are going to see it the same way?
Yes, I do. I think the majority of the mid to smaller craft companies are going to really push that. There's some national crafts that are seeing their numbers, grow significantly, but based on expanding nationwide. So that'll probably be less of a talking point for them, but more of the regional and especially the small local folks. I mean, there's some local folks here in this community, Carbon 4 to name one of them, that they're really based in Madison and their sales are here, and they're going to be touting that, as we do for the state of Wisconsin mainly, and that's a great alternative to some of the bigger mass-produced beers, that you can find something that was brewed down the street.
Right,
So.
yeah.
This is a really interesting topic, and just to kind of close, let's really talk very briefly about, you guys do a lot of events. What's the big event that everyone's looking forward to, gearing up?
We have our Bachfest the last Saturday in February every year. It's been going on for over a decade. We get about 3,000 people here at the brewery outside for a concert in February. Wow. It's a great time. People dress for the occasion. All different kinds of warm weather gear, or cold weather gear, and it's super cool. And
party outside.
Yes, it's a great big party. We sell out, so we have a great band, and it's just fun to kind of let your hair down in the middle of winter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was your teaser. We're going to talk
Yes.
more about that maybe next time. But this is Cory Whaling, VP of Sales here at Capitol Brewery. Thanks so much for having us today.
Thanks for coming.
I want to thank all of our guests for joining us, and thanks to you for watching. Please join us next time on Wisconsin Family.
Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world